now it's time for my education. After installing Ugrasena, he said, now it's time for my education. So with the help of Garga Muni, the famous astrologer, and he's the one who gave Krishna and Balaram the name, they did the rituals for the brahmacharya student life or celibate life. After that, they went to Sandipani Muni ashram, where Krishna was taught the Vedic principles of the scriptures. So again, there is something Krishna is teaching us, at least he's teaching me, a human being, that he, being the Supreme Lord, all knowledge, all absolute, he is going to take a guru. He is going to be taught by a teacher. And within our Vedic tradition, there is no person that ever attained spiritual salvation without the mercy of a spiritual master, a guru, without being properly initiated by a bona fide spiritual master. No such person in history. You can talk about Hanuman, you can talk about Shiva, you can talk about everybody. And here we are seeing Lord Chaitanya even. All of you know, I suppose, that all of you who are Bengali speaking from the Bangladeshi state or even Bengal, India, that's the language of Lord Chaitanya. And I'm sure every single one of you that are listening this katha at present know Lord Chaitanya, or heard of Lord Chaitanya, or must have heard something from someone about Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. He came 500 and odd years ago as the golden incarnation. He's called Gauranga. He speaks the language that you all are speaking. The sweetest of language. I don't know Bengali. When I joined ISKCON in my early days, we didn't have internet, telephone. And I had an old tape recorder I would plug in my ears and I would listen. When all the devotees are sleeping, I will listen Vyasake, Krishna Kirtan, Bhajan, Agnidev. And that's how I learned to play Mridanga. There was no YouTube. That were the dedication of some of us in those days. And when you hear Gauranga bolite habe Pulaka Sharira, Bengali. What are they saying? Well, we don't know, and we don't care to know. But Prabhupada translated the songbook, and he told us, sing the same thing in the Bengali language. Narottama Das, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And we learn those songs and we're singing them, but we don't know what they mean, unless we don't know the translation. We were born in the Western world. We are Chandas, we are Malechers, we are low-class people. But we accept Guru. Like Lord Chaitanya, like Lord Sri Krishna, like Lord Balaram. There was no fuss or there was no second about us. As soon as we heard these teachings, Krishna going to Sandipani ashram to learn the arts. And it is said within 64 days, Krishna and Balaram learned the arts of the 64 lessons. So they only spent 64 days in that place. And they mastered the arts. And Sandipani Muni was so pleased with them. that he said, you all could go home now. Then Krishna said, oh, no. We'll give you Guru Dakshin. That's another big thing when you have a guru. You give Guru Dakshin. You give Dakshin through good. Your whole life become Guru Dakshin. Because everything you do it for the purpose of your spiritual master. And Krishna told Sandipani Muni, you ask us for Dakshina. You ask her for a boon. And Krishna and Balaram, they were humble, simple people. But here now, what is the thing Sandipani Muni wants? Sandipani Muni had a son who died. And Sandipani Muni, Gurudev, is telling his chela, disciple, but that's amazing. It is so, how can the Guru ask from the chela a boon? And listen to the boon. Bring my dead son back alive. Now that one sentence that Prabhupada is translating, we have to scrutinize that for a whole year. What is going on here? I have a guru and I take orders from my guru. Now my guru is Krishna. Have to go and wake up, not a sleeping man, but a dead man, So Krishna went in the ocean. He didn't find. He found the Pantajan, the conch. He didn't find the sun. And this is Krishna. He went to Yamlok and he said, hey, what's going on here? Where's so-and-so? Oh, so-and-so. I want so-and-so to be alive. Bring him back. Yamaraj said, this is against the mathematics of physics and science and death and karma. We cannot bring a dead man alive. But there's no one to question the might. There's no one to question the might of the Supreme Lord. Yamaraj brought the Jivatma alive. Krishna took him. Krishna took the son to his guru. But here's another lesson that I learned from that story. The devotion to Krishna is exclusive. The devotion to Krishna, this Supreme Personality of Godhead, should be exclusive, that no one should interpret, no one should mingle, no one should interfere, no one should come into the way of Krishna's bhakti that we should have for him. And so because of Krishna's arrangement, he dispatched of Sandipani Muni's son. So when he and Balaram can come in the ashram, that clock has to be fixed so I can see the time. Nobody saw that. So by his own internal potency, this sweet Supreme Lord acts, deliberate, and sometimes we don't know why and how. Sometimes, so he took away Sandipani Muni's son, and Krishna and Balaram can have the exclusive love and attention from Sandipani Muni's wife and the Gurudev. So he brought Acharya's son back, and Krishna and Balaram said, one more time, ask for a second boon. And Sandipani Muni said, no. If I ask for another boon, you're the Supreme Lord, and you can give anything, and I don't want nothing material. Nothing that will tinge my bhakti and my devotion to you. So Krishna mastered the arts of all the Vedic scripture that were taught. I have two notes here. one for the disciple course. I pick up one by mistake. So Krishna, in this way, Balaram and Krishna left the ashram, left that life, and they went forth to settle down in Mathura. Later on, Krishna built his city in the fort of Dwarka, because there was envy, and when Krishna killed Kans, his two wives, Kansa's two wives were the daughter of a fella by the name of Jarasandha. Is it?
Yeah.
Jarasandha was the father of those two girls. And they went pitifully and they cried, "Hey, Papa! Hey, Peter! Hey, Daddy! Our husband died and he was killed at the cruel hands of the cruel Krishna." And Jarasandha accepted. He didn't recollect, but you know the wickedness that Kans did? You know how much time Kans tried to kill Krishna? Do you know how much raping and murder and unfairness he did to society? No, these two women never thought about that. Everything that this demon did, they accepted. So Jarasandha obviously accepted the plea of his two daughters. So he attacked the Yadu dynasty 17 times. 17 times. Okay, so Krishna went and built his fort in Dwarka, and he resided there. And that's when Jarasandha thought Krishna flee, right? So Krishna settled here. He married many queens until there's a famous Rani, universal mother. Mata Rukmini. Now Mata Rukmini came into the scene. She was scheduled to marry Shishupal or Sisupal or Susupal. There are many ways to pronounce that one. We say Susupal. So she was scheduled to marry, and he's a demon, but she was scheduled to marry him because Rukmin, her brother wanted Rukmini to marry Shusupal. So Rukmini, she found a Brahmana and she wrote a note. And in this note, wonderful, it said, "Like a lion among deers, come and get me from this dangerous situation. If you do not come and get me, then you will lose your share of the lion's meat or food. Come and get me. These jackals are after me. And you're the only one I want to get married to." And the Brahman took the note and read it to Krishna. And immediately, and she told Krishna in the note, "Before the wedding ceremony, I'll be going to the Ambika temple to perform my final rituals before the wedding. Come there and get me." And Krishna went. And when Krishna went, everybody was depressed because this is the Supreme Lord. And Krishna kidnapped Rukmini from those idiots. And they ran after Krishna. And Krishna killed them. Defended them, killed them. Krishna caught hold of Rukmin and shaved his head. Like what they did to in the Bhagavatam, in the Bhagavad Puran, Jayadrat. When the Pandu was caught Jayadrat, they left 5 sika. If someone sees me with 5 cigarettes, they'll say, Dina Bandhu, are you pagal? I said, no. I didn't offend Krishna or the Pandavas. I'm sensible. I'm sane. So Balaram came and Balaram said, this is enough. Let's give this chap fella, let's give this guy a break. That's enough insult. Susupal now wanted to kill Krishna. Well, we all know that's a big whole Leela. Who's reading that? Someone is going to tell you about Susupal. Susupal, because he was scheduled to marry Rukmini, and Krishna is stealing Rukmini, Susupal wanted to belt Krishna and lace Krishna with arrow and sword and stones, and Krishna battle him to defeat. Then, what is the name of the Kamsafarila again? Jarasandha. Jarasandha, and here, carefully this part, Jarasandha told Susupal, don't fight with Krishna. Leave him. By the supreme will, you will defeat him. I was defeated by Krishna 17 times. And on the 18 times, I defeated Krishna. Krishna is defeating you now, but certainly you will win. Foolish. That's our problem. That's the problem. That's the plight. That's the plea of our human being. We are ungrateful. We are ungrateful to friendship. We are ungrateful to parents. So much to say that we are ungrateful to the Supreme Lord. So much to say that we are ungrateful to our own self, our own Jivatma. So Krishna tell Balaram, let them go. Let them go. They will come again, and I will kill them all again. Because that's the purpose of me coming, Balaram. You remember? You remember when Brahma went to the milk ocean and begged with all the devatas that I should come to rid this earth of all the burden? My job is not finished as yet. Let them come. What is the verse in Bhagavad Gita? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharta. Everywhere and every time there's a decline in religious principles and a predominance rise in irreligion, at that time I come myself. Very next verse, Paritranya sadhunam vinaschaya duskritam dharma samsna panarthayate sambhavami yogi yogi. In order to annihilate the demon and protect my devotees, Paritranya sadhunam, to protect the devotees, I come millennium after millennium. So if we don't allow them, and if we kill them now, then our job is finished. Let them come. So this is the problem that we, the living entities, are causing. Yada yada hi dharmasya, I have to come. Not me. Krishna is saying he have to come. He has to come for you and me, and to teach us everything. To teach us everything. Remember, just remember, we are all parts of God, the Supreme Lord. We are all parts and parcels of the Supreme Godhead. And he said that also in Bhagavad Gita, Mam evam so jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana, manaha shastani indriyani, prakriti stani karsyate. The living entities in this material world are my eternal fragmental parts and parcels. So we are part of this whole, we are part of this achuta. The soul is deathless. This is what we are part of. Him. What happened? What are we doing? We're going to school, we're failing our exam. We're having a guru, we can't obey and follow the guru. That's the point. That's what Krishna is doing here. Right? He passed his exam in 64 days, 64 exams. He had the power to remember everything that he was taught. And we will go over and over and over, but we can't get it. But we are a spirit soul. We are powerful as the Supreme Lord. We're giving the Lord the burden to come. To tell us how to brush our teeth? Yes? When we take birth in this world, we know nothing. Our mother and father has to feed us. They have to give us something to eat. And we will cry. The only language we know is to cry. And that's the thing. Whether what race, what nation, what culture, what language, same cry. Meh, meh, mama, papa. We can't even say we are hungry. Our senses are not developed as yet to say those things. So we only cry, and as soon as we cry, we disturb the neighbor, the left neighbor, the right neighbor, the back neighbor, the front neighbor, because we want attention. Then they give us mashed potato and egg, and then they give us solid food, and then they hold us to walk, and then they send us to school and everything. Krishna has his agents. Krishna has his representatives. Pitaha asya jagato matadata pitamaha vejam parvitam omkar riksam yajori vacha. I'm the mother, I'm the father, I'm the grandchild. I'm the syllable Om, I'm the four Vedas. Krishna is the mother and father. Krishna is the teacher, Krishna is the guru. This is how his representatives come in our life to teach us everything. What happened to us? Why are we so jaded? Lost love, broken relationship. We've disowned Krishna. For millions of years we're living. I heard one of the lecturers saying in one of the lectures, we're like fish out of water. The constitution of a fish is to live in jal. What do you call fish in Bengali? Who? Mars? Okay, so you understand. So the fish cannot live in the water, can it? And I heard the lecturer hammering the point. I was just passing to go into the basement. Somebody shouted at me and said, hey, get me some raisin. And I scurried to get the raisin, and I heard while going, like a rat. And the person was saying, the fish cannot live without water. Out of water. And that's true, because the fish has gill. It breathes by the gill. We breathe by lungs. But we cannot live without Krishna. Rukmini is telling the story here. Krishna, if you don't come from me, what's going to happen? You're the Supreme Lord. I only desire you as my husband. So Krishna went and grabbed her. Krishna don't kidnap no one. Everybody is a devotee of Krishna. And Rukmini is the universal mother, Lakshmi Devi. Rukmini is Sita. Rukmini is Radharani. In a different expansion, in a different incarnation, at a different time. You think Ravan touched Sita? a young boy, about 21 years old, doing Sankirtan, selling books in Guyana. And a Hindi teacher that teaches Hindi to children, I went in his yard and he said, you know, Ravan kidnapped Sita and they had whatever affair, sexual affair. I almost took the book bag and licked the man on his face. Because that's offensive. Nobody can touch the goddess of fortune. If you ever see the goddess of fortune dress in the temple or the temples in the form of a murti, nobody can see her toe. Radharani, Sita, nobody can see that's how it is. We are trained to dress deities. Nobody can see even her toe. What about kidnapping the goddess of fortune? So this is how we misinterpret life. This is how we base everything on our own theory and practices. Then after that, there are many, many stories that went on between Krishna. He married many different queens. There was one demon who kidnapped 16,000. Well, it is said in some places, in other Purans, and by other commentators, within our Vaishnava Sampradaya, and within our Vaishnava tradition, that Pralambasur, he kidnapped 16,000 maiden girls. And he held them there for years. And he will kidnap all the Brahmins. He was terrible. But some people said it was 16,100. Krishna went there and dismantled that demon, killed him, beat him to pulp. You know, like how we cut a watermelon? Okay, forget about that. You know when we cut a pumpkin and cook it and mash it up? Pumpkin, zucchini, Krishna beat him to pulp and took all the 16,100 princes. He married all of them. He gave each and every one of them a palace. Narad Muni, meanwhile, heard these things. Narad Muni said, let me go and test out. I'm going to make a test run. What is this thing I'm hearing? Krishna? 16,100 wives? Plus Rukmini, Satyabhama? And there are more. Let me go and make a test run. He went. He saw Rukmini. They have made servants by the hundreds of thousands. The civilization was different in those days. When Susupal and those men went to fight with Krishna, Vyasadeva is recording 30 million men will go. You can get 30 million to fight? 30 million. And they will die. And they will come again in another 5 years. 40 million. That's the civilization. That's how civilization were in those times. Okay, so Narad Muni went to test. And he saw Rukmini, many hundreds of thousands of maidservants. She is fanning Krishna. Not the maidservant, because she wants to associate with Krishna. In another kingdom, palace, he saw one of them washing, bathing Krishna's feet. She saw one of them preparing Krishna's bed. He saw one of them preparing Krishna's lunch. So one of them fanning Krishna. He saw in another palace, omnipotent. Krishna is here and there and everywhere, and he's doing the same thing. The word is called simultaneously. At the same time, he's doing the same thing. There was even in this chapter one person who is called Vasudeva, an impersonate Vasudeva. You know, one impersonate Vasudeva in this chapter 3, Canto 3. He said he is the rightful Vasudeva. And he challenged Krishna. He said, come and fight with me. Let's see who's going to be defeated. I will kill you, Krishna, and I will claim my glorious Vasudeva. The chakra that you're fetching, the conch that you're fetching, the flute that you're fetching, and the lotus flower that you're fetching, conch, the flute, everything, they're all fake. That dhoti you're wearing, that peacock feather, you're not Vasudeva. Come and challenge me. Krishna said, let's go. Let's take the battle on. Krishna pulverized him like a watermelon this time. You know the story with Kichak? Kichak wanted to force Draupadi in the Mahabharata. Draupadi was a beautiful girl. According to the description of Vyasadeva, she was dark-skinned. Beautiful. But they thought she was an unchaste woman. When I said they, I mean society. We are not getting into that. Kichak dated her. She said, you want to date me? Let's go. Come, meet me so and so time. In the meantime, she told Bhima and Arjuna, what are you all doing? Another man is trying to date me. A demon, Kichak. Bhima went and beat him. Reduced him to just jowl, nothing. So Krishna did that to the imposter Vasudeva. And everybody said, joy, all the demigods and everybody, joy, Hari Bol. So then there's another Leela within the chapter that is called Muchukunda. Muchukunda was a fierce general and a king on this planet Earth. So much to say that when the devatas, the demigods, were fighting with the demons, they will ask his help. He was at one time the commander-in-chief for the demigods. He fought many, many battles, many, many wars. What is he doing? Okay. So then he became old, and when the demigods got Kartikeya as their general, this Muchukunda retired from his warfare life. And he went in a cave. The demigods asked him, so now you're going to retire, what do you want? What do you want us to do? Or to give you what boon? He said, I want to sleep. I want to sleep, just sleep. I'm tired, I'm old and I'm tired, I want to sleep. So the Muchukunda went into a cave and he slept there for, I don't know how much. These years are amazing. We can't even, you have celestial years, you have earthly years. So Muchukunda went in that cave and slept there. And there's a demon, big demon, Kalyavan, wanted to fight with Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna said, okay, come, let's fight. I'm not going to back down from no battle. Come, let's fight. That's my purpose of coming. To protect my sadhus, my worshippers, my believers, my devotees. You're a demon, you've killed many of my devotees, let's fight. No, but Krishna started to run. Krishna started to run away. Like if I am running from Krishna. And Krishna is such a mischievous Krishna that Muchukunda just have to, Kalyavan just have to stretch his hands so to touch Krishna, but he can't. Just like Mother Yashoda trying to bong the Supreme Lord, she can't. And every time he stretches while they're running to grab Krishna, he's an inch further, an inch further. And Krishna ran into a cave. And the demon ran into the cave behind Krishna. And there he saw a man sleeping. And he took the man to be Krishna and he started to insult the Lord. You vagabond, you idiot, you cheat, you fool. You looking like a saint. You're from the Yadu dynasty. Where are you going? What happened to you? Fight. Now you're laying straight like a saint in meditation. And he kicked the sleeping man so hard that even though this man had a boon to sleep on the throne of Nidra, sleeping, throne of the sleep, the man woke up slowly and he opened his eyes. And then the man looked and saw him and burned him to ashes. This is how Prabhupada is translating the man. No, that's an English term. The man who was sleeping. The man opened his eyes and burned Kalyavan to ashes. And then Kalyavan asks, who are you? Why are you so beautiful? But you know something? In English words, English terminologies, you don't say a man is beautiful. It's an embarrassing thing. Those of you who know English, we have some doctors and doctors-to-be and educated students going to universities. We do not say in English term, a man is beautiful. But Muchukunda is asking Krishna, how are you so beautiful? How are you so all attractive? In English word, we say a man is handsome. And you don't say most attractive or all attractive, attractive. So in the Vedic term, we say Radharani is attractive. Radharani is beautiful. That's the extreme. But still we say Krishna is more beautiful, Krishna is all attractive. Because he's the Supreme Lord. And why that is so, why we have to substitute that English word as most attractive or all attractive, because there's no substitution in the Sanskrit language for all attractive. So they use that term, all attractive. I'm saying something that most of you don't understand, probably will understand later. So, Muchukunda, why? How are you so beautiful? Never said handsome. How are you so attractive? What made you so? Tell me. You have to be something special. What are you? And there's a line and a series of questions. Krishna said, I am the Supreme Lord. I'm Vasudeva. And Krishna related the story, what just happened. And this, Krishna said, no, you ask me for any boon. Muchukunda said, boon? Here is your lotus feet. I want to always remember your lotus feet. I want to always think of your lotus feet. I always want to pray at your lotus feet. That's the boon I need. Do you know what the word parikshit means? Oh, you will say parikshit. I heard Prabhupada saying parikshit. Maharaj Parikshit. Do you know what the word parikshit means? When Ashwatthama sent the Brahmastra to kill Maharaj Parikshit in the womb of Uttara, his mother, which is the wife of Abhimanyu, Krishna personally went into the womb of Uttara and protected Ashwatthama. Sorry, Parikshit. And Parikshit had a glimpse of Krishna. So beautiful. Again, never handsome. He is always beautiful. So we have to know these things. So beautiful. What a form. What a splendid form. And just for a moment, Krishna evaded the death of Ashwatthama, of Maharaj Parikshit. So the word parikshit means to analyze. And Parikshit got that name because he's analyzing everybody. He wants to see Krishna again. And he's scrutinizing the face. Are you Krishna that I saw? Are you Krishna that I saw? Is that Krishna that I saw? No. Maharaj Parikshit is the grandson of Arjuna. That's the Pandavas. He became the king. We heard all of this from the earlier Bhagavatam. So, well, he never saw Krishna because they all went their merry way. They all ended their Leela and they went away. I would like to stop here. Nirmal, please get off the phone. Let's do 10 minutes kirtan, then prasadam. Where's the drum?
Drum, yeah.
No, just say what you want to say.
Okay.
Like.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. আগামীকাল অনুষ্ঠানে আমাদের আগামীকাল খুব সুন্দর অনুষ্ঠান হবে। দুইজন মহারাজ আসছে, একজন আছে বম্বে থেকে হোমিও বিলাস মহারাজ, আর আরেকজন সবাই চিনেন তাকে চন্দ্রশেখর মহারাজ। আর আমাদের গ্রেট লেকচারার নরোত্তম গুরু দাস থাকবেন। আর Dina Bandhu, Naroti Shiprabhu tomorrow will sing wonderful Hare Krishna bhajan. And also our special guest for singer, Ruton Dotto. He also very good singer. And just 1 minute. তো আমি আপনাদেরকে সবাইকে বলছি যে কালকে 3টার মধ্যে চলে আসেন। হ্যাঁ, 3টার মধ্যে চলে আসেন। পুরা 6 ঘন্টা অনুষ্ঠানটা আপনারা উপভোগ করেন। আপনাদের কাছে বিনীতভাবে অনুরোধ করছি আগামীকালকের অনুষ্ঠানটা মিস করেন না, আপনারা কালকে আসবেন।
কালকে 10ম অধ্যায় শেষ হবে 3:30 থেকে 5টায়। তারপরে 11 অধ্যায় দুজন লেকচার করবেন মহারাজ। একজন বোম্বে থেকে এসছেন, উনি ব্রুকলিন মন্দিরে আছে, ব্রুকলিন মন্দির টেম্পল প্রেসিডেন্ট হংসরূপ প্রভু রিকোয়েস্ট টু নির্মল to give some space to give the one class. So he is coming. আর চন্দ্রশেখর মহারাজ আপনারা জানেন। তো কালকে আমাদের এখানে একটা খুব ভালো অনুষ্ঠান হবে। তা সব দিনে তো সংসার করেন, চাকরি করেন, আমি জানি খুব কঠিন, তবে শিকল দিলে সব দিন হয় সংসারের প্রয়োজনে। তা আমি অনুরোধ করব কালকে আপনারা পারলে 3টের দিকে চলে আসবেন। খুব ভালো অনুষ্ঠান হবে 9টা পর্যন্ত। হরে কৃষ্ণ সবাইকে।
ওকে,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare। সবাই করেন আমার সাথে, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe 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 Govinda, Radhe 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 Govinda, Radhe 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 Govinda, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. ভাগবতম সপ্তাহ কি, মহামায়া মন্দির কি, সমস্ত ভক্তবৃন্দ কি যা, সমস্ত ভক্তবৃন্দ কি যা, সমস্ত ভক্তবৃন্দ কি যা. Now time to have a prasadam. So you understand? Okay. You understand? Prasadam chant or I can? Okay. Okay. Chant. महाप्रसाद गोविंद,
महाप्रसाद गोविंदे, नाम ब्रह्मणे वैष्णवे, স্বল্প পুণ্য ব্রতম রাজন,
স্বল্প পুণ্য ব্রতম রাজা,
বিশ্বাস নৈব জায়তে,
বিশ্বাসে নৈব জয়,
শরীর অবিদ্যাজা,
শরীরীয় বিদ্যাজা,
জড়েন্দ্রিয় তাহেকা,
জড়েন্দ্রিয় তাহেকা,
জীবে ফেলে বিষয় সাগরে,
জীবে ফেলে বিষয় সাগরে,
তার মধ্যে জীব ভবতি,
তার মধ্যে জীবাবতী,
লবময় সুদূরমতি,
লোভময় সুদূরমতি,
তাকে যেতা কঠিন সংসারে,
তাকে যেতা কঠিন সংসারে,
কৃষ্ণ বড় দয়াময়,
কৃষ্ণ বড় দয়াময়,
পরিবারে জিউ ভাজয়,
পরিবারে জীবাজয়,
সপ্রসাদ অন্ন দিল ভাই,
সপ্রসাদ অন্ন দিল ভাই,
সেই অন্ন অমৃত পায়,
সেই অন্ন অমৃত পাও,
রাধা কৃষ্ণ গুণগান,
রাধা কৃষ্ণ গুণগাও,
প্রেমে ডাকো চৈতন্য নিতাই,
ডাকো চৈতন্য নিতাই,
জয় মহাপ্রসাদ কি,
জয় মহাপ্রসাদ কি,
মহাপ্রসাদ রন্ধনকারী ভক্তবৃন্দ কি,
জয়
মহাপ্রসাদ প্রদানকারী ভক্ত কি,
জয়
মহাপ্রসাদ সেবনকারী ভক্তবৃন্দ কি,
জয়,
গৌর প্রেমানন্দে
হরি বল, হরি বল, হরি। ইসকন লং আইল্যান্ড কি, ইসকন লং আইল্যান্ড কি,
জয়
ইসকন লং আইল্যান্ড কি, দীনবন্ধু প্রভু কি, দীনবন্ধু প্রভু কি, দীনবন্ধু প্রভু কি. Because why glorify to Dinabandhu Prabhu?
Because today he made the special Ekadashi Prasadam. Dinabandhu Prabhu and his wife Mataji is a great prasadam today, and we hope everybody will enjoy this prasadam. Hare Krishna.